Hi, welcome to Empty Nest Creations, where we're saving vintage one treasure at a time. My name is Wendy. Thank you so much for joining me today for this video. If you enjoy upcycles, DIYs, thrift flips, and just thrifting adventures, this is the place for you. I would love it if you would click on that subscribe button and click the bell notification so that you're notified every time I upload a video so you can join me on my adventures and upcycling projects. This week I've been working on projects in preparation for the Vintage Garden Party raid train that will be going on Whatnot this weekend. They are going to be on the 25th and 26th. My shows start at 3:45. I'd love it if you would go over to Whatnot and bookmark those shows. But these projects all have a kind of a garden theme. They're a little French country style, which I think lends itself to garden parties and spring decor. So I hope you enjoy them. I hope you find some inspiration this week. And without further ado, let's jump into project number one. So for project number one, I've got this black urn that we're going to upcycle today. I'll do the other one in another video. I wanted to add a little French country style to this urn, and so I'm going to use the IOD Classic Elements mold, and we're going to cast 4 of these little shell castings here. I'm using the IOD air dry clay and a little cornstarch in that mold. That just helps it to release a little easier and make sure that I get all of those details in my casting. And I'm just going to use my thumb and finger to and that micro rim to remove any excess clay, and then flip it over and just release that mold. And I chose to use clay on these because this is a curved surface and I wanted it to curve and fit really well on this surface. So I'm just going to use some glue here, and I'm using this painter's tape to just make sure that these are lined up. I'm putting 4 of them, one on each side of this urn. And then I'm going to make sure that I'm spreading that glue all the way to the edges so that I can ensure that it adheres really well to the surface of this urn. And then I'm just going to use some light pressure and make sure that it's making contact all the way around. And I went ahead and did that again and 3 more times and attach those on. And while that clay is still wet, I'm going to come in with some DIY paint in the color Farm Fresh. And I'm going to paint over these clay castings while they're still wet. This helps to slow down that drying time a little bit, which helps to reduce the shrinking and cracking that you get when you use the clay. Clay is going to shrink and crack. That's just the nature of the clay. But adding that coat of paint on top just gives a layer of protection to help it slow down that dry time. I am going to give this entire urn a coat of this paint and then let it dry overnight so that that clay dries really well. And then we'll come back in and give it another coat. This DIY paint is a clay-based paint. It covers really, really well and dries a little bit lighter than what it looks when it's wet. So you want to take that into account when you're picking your colors. And it will need to be sealed. It can be reactivated with water. So you always want to make sure that once you're finished painting and it's dry, you want to make sure that you seal it. And there's lots of different ways that you can seal this paint. And we'll talk about what I use in just a moment. I do love this color, and I think it's going to be perfect for spring. So here's the next day, and you can see that it shrunk a little bit. You can see some of the black showing through, and I had a few little cracks. So we're just going to come back in and give it another coat of paint, making sure that we get all around the edges of our castings to cover up any shrinkage, and go over them again really well to cover up any cracks that we might get. I didn't get big cracks. If you get some bigger cracks, you can go back in and fill those in with some more clay. But like I said, I didn't get very many cracks at all. So I'm just going to go in and give it a good coat of paint. And then once it was completely dry, I'm coming in with Sweet Pickings dark oil wax. And I'm going to give this entire piece a coat of this dark oil wax. This will act as a sealer for my paint, but also give me some age that I'm looking for this piece. This urn had some chipping and some denting in it. I don't know if it was made that way or if that happened over time. But I wanted to bring out all of that beautiful aged detail, and this wax will help do that. So you want to brush this on. This is a oil-based product, so I just use the same brush over and over and put it in a bag and store it in between uses. Once it was set for about 15 minutes, I come back in with some paper towels and I buff it off. And you want to make sure you get all of that oil wax off. And then I set it outside and let it dry. Now, I didn't like the way that the clay took the wax different than the urn did. So I'm coming back in with some Dixie Belle white wax, and I'm just going to go over the entire piece. And this is going to add just another layer of age to this piece. I love the way this turned out. I love the aged look of it. Let me know what you think about this one. Would you put this one on your front porch? So for project 2, I had picked up this little frame for about $3 at the thrift store. It has a wood look to it, but it is plastic. And it had these little screw things on the back that you just turn them and the backing and glass popped right out. So I'm going to set that aside and give this frame a good clean. You want to make sure before you do any painting or any kind of detail work on your piece that you want to make sure that you get all the dust and grime off. In the details of those flowers, there was, you know, some dirt in there, so I wanted to make sure I got all that off. Now I'm going to come in with some DIY paint, and I can't remember what the color of this one is. It came in one of Sonnet's Makers boxes a couple of months ago. But I wanted this to have a more neutral look to it. So I'm going to give this 2 coats of this paint, making sure that I get in all of those details. Like the DIY paint is a clay-based paint, and generally it covers really well, but you saw that I had to kind of water this down a little bit. I was at the bottom of this container and it had dried up a little bit, so I added some water and stirred it back up. So it may have been just a little bit thinner than it normally is. So I'm going to give this 1 coat and dry it with the heat tool, and then come back in and give it a 2nd coat. Let me know if you have ever started a project and thought you knew exactly what you wanted to do with it. And then when you got to the end, you weren't real happy with it. That's kind of what happened with this one. I thought that this kind of taupey color was going to be perfect for the look I wanted. But once I got the 2nd coat on, I just really wasn't liking it for this project. And I probably could have done some other things to it to change it up a little bit. But I just really wasn't happy with the finish on here. So I took it outside, gave it a coat of shellac, and came back in, and we're going to give it 2 coats of Sweet Pickins milk paint in the color Flour Sack. I just really am loving the milk paint, and especially for a French country look like this, I thought this would be perfect. It's a lighter color than the DIY paint that I used, and that's really what I think I wanted. So like I said, I'm going to give this 2 coats, and I used my heat tool in between to dry it, just to encourage some of that crackle that I am loving. And this project got amazing crackle. And so once that was dry, I came in with the Sweet Pickins dark oil wax again, and I'm going to give this piece a coat of that wax and let it sit for about 15 minutes to kind of soak in and seal up that paint. And I'm making sure to get it into all of the little details and all of that cracking. I want to bring all of that detail out in this piece. I love the little flowers on this frame. So once that had set, I'm going to come in with some paper towels. I use one towel to hold it and the other towel to wipe off the excess oil. You do want to get all of that excess oil off. You don't want it pulled up anywhere. So I just wipe over it several times, and to get into those little grooves in the flowers, I'm going to use my little palette knife or box cutter knife here and just push that towel down into those flower petals to make sure that we don't have any of that wax pulled up in there, and then give it a good wipe down. And then once I have it all wiped off, I'm going to set this outside and let it dry for a day or two. While that's outside drying, I'm coming in with some watercolor paper, and I'm just cutting this out to fit inside our frame. And then we're going to use the IOD transfer St. Win. This is one of the releases from the spring release. And I'm going to come in with this typography and put this right in the center of our paper. These transfers work really well on a lot of different surfaces, but you can apply them to paper. So I'm just going to rub and lift that cover sheet as I rub, and this transfers beautifully on to this watercolor paper. You could do this on top of some decoupage paper, really anything that you wanted to use here. I wanted this frame to be able to be used for multiple things, so that's why I didn't put this directly onto that backer board. This way, whoever purchases this frame can take the image out and replace it with whatever they want. So once I had that down, I'm going to come in with the rooster from this transfer book, and we're going to add that on top of that typography. Rubbing it down, and you can see how easily this transfers on here. So once we have it transferred, it's just putting everything back into that frame, tightening that back down, and this project is complete. I love the way this turned out. I think this is so pretty. Let me know what you think. Look at that crackle. So good. On to our third project for today. I've had this watering can in my stash for a while. It had a red, white, and blue ribbon glued to the top, so I just removed that. I did take this outside and give it a coat of shellac. And then we're going to come back in with that same Sweet Pickins milk paint in the color Flour Sack. I'm just using up what I had already mixed up. And I'm going to give this can 2 good coats of the Flour Sack paint, drying in between with our heat tool. To me, watering cans are just a staple for your spring decor. This one does have a plastic liner in it, so you could put a plant in here. You could put a floral arrangement in here. You can take the plastic liner out. It is a working watering can, so you could use it as a watering can as well. So let me know in the comments if you've ever used milk paint and what your experience was like. I know it can be a little frightening, especially when you see what it looks like after that first coat. It can look a little scary and like this is never going to work, but trust the process. Go ahead and put that second coat on. The second coat covers so well. Even with a light color like this white, it covers beautifully. And I just love the aged look you get with milk paint. I love the crackle. I've been using the Extra Bond on a lot of projects, the Connie method, but shellac works just as well to get that beautiful crackle. If you're able to go outside and spray the shellac, that's a good method. Once this is dry, I'm going to come back in with that dark oil wax, and we're going to give this a good coat and let it dry. Once it was completely dried for a couple of days, I thought it needed something more, so I decided to add a transfer. And I was a little worried because I'd already put this oil wax on, but I did let it dry for several days, 3 or 4 days, before I put the transfer on. And the transfer adhered beautifully to this, and I just took it out and gave that transfer a clear coat. I'm sorry I didn't get that on camera, but here is the completed project. Let me know what you think about this. I love the way this turned out, and that crackle is just absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much for watching today. Let me know which one of these was your favorite and which one you would put on your front porch. I'll see you all in the next video.